Millionaires get good at failure. Yeah, I said that. Get. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, it's better, and welcome to another series of Let's Talk Live. I hope you are doing well. So, in today's video, I'll be talking about some of the habits that will transform your life. Millionaire habits, okay? Millionaire habits that will transform your life. In case there's anyone watching this video, the person that starts saying, "What do you know? Are you a millionaire?" Excuse you. But then I read a book last week, a book called The Millionaire Next Door. It talked about some of the habits of millionaires, things that have set them apart, things that have allowed them to make money, things that have allowed them to remain rich and successful. And I think these are really, really valuable. And I genuinely think that knowledge is power. We need to know what you're doing, share the secrets so we can all be rich together. That is why I've compiled this video, because most of the points that I'll be making are references from the book and other amazing books as well, because the more we know, the more we're able to take action. So let's get into it. The millionaire habits that will transform your life. So the first thing is to surround yourself with the right people and the right energy. Now I know that this might sound a little bit counterintuitive, but I'm telling you, as they say, iron sharpens iron, and you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. Bethel 2 years ago didn't care about the kind of people that she called her friends, the kind of people that she let into her life. Bethel now pays attention to the tiniest little detail. I'm telling you guys, I'm very, very selective of the people that I call my friends, the people that I let into my life. And it's because whether you like it or not, so every person that comes into your life, there is a 2 to 3% influence that they have on you. So it's always really important to pay attention to the kind of people that you surround yourself with, and to make sure that you have a circle of friends or a circle of people with different mindsets and positive mindsets, because the more positivity you have around you, the more opportunities you're open to, right? Also, surrounding yourself with people who have a mindset for success is really, really important. And you might be around people who are a bit more negative, are hopeless, don't feel like there's any opportunity for change. I really, really think that if you're always talking with people who are always talking about bad things, bad news all the time, it gets to you and it can transform you, and not in a positive way. And if you find yourself in an environment like that and you physically can't get out of it, then there are other options. And I say the number way of doing that is reading books. I'm telling you, reading books about people who've been successful, their mindsets, the actions that they take can really genuinely set you apart. And obviously you have platforms such as YouTube where you have people like me and amazing other people to basically provide alternative perspectives. And you can have internet friends as well. And your internet friends can help you to elevate yourself out of your current situation and give you a mindset for success. So point number 2, live below your means. I consider myself a bargain princess. I like things that are, I don't always like cheap things. I like some designer items, but then it's not that deep that I spend my entire monthly check to buy the latest bag in town for the sake of keeping up with the Joneses. Who are the Joneses? No. Why should I spend my entire monthly check to keeping up with people that I don't even know? No, it's not that deep. I really, really think that it's always important to live below your means and within your means, and this is definitely a habit of successful. One of the traps that people fall into is when they increase their earnings, they increase their perspective. So you get a new job, which is great, but then you go and buy a new car, and then you get a bigger house, and now you need a better job to be able to pay for that bigger house and a bigger house, and actually you're trapped in that cycle that I feel like the world tells you that you need to be in that cycle. You need a bigger house, you need a bigger car, you need a bigger everything, and you have to try and keep up. And basically you're working only to keep up with these expenses that you don't even need. What ends up happening is that even if you're earning more, but then you're spending more, you're not actually richer, because your income have come up, but then so have your expenses. People who want to maintain and grow their wealth and actually become millionaires recognize that they actually need to keep their expenses lower, so they have more available cash to invest in the long run, to invest in the future and actually become really wealthy. Millionaires understand there is a huge difference between what is an asset and what is a liability. And a lot of the things that we buy, including our glamorous cars and high-class phones, These are all liabilities. These are all costs that don't actually make you more wealthy. In the book The Millionaire Next Door, there is an entire chapter dedicated to you aren't what you drive. So a lot of people do spend money on their cars, or new phones, but they noted that out of 10,000 millionaires, 24% actually drive new cars and have new phones. The majority of millionaires actually drive cars and have phones that are 2 years or older. Another thing the millionaires do is to set high goals, but then they work towards them in bite-sized units. I think it's really, really great to think about being a millionaire, being really rich, being really successful, but then a lot of people can get distracted by the bigger vision that they actually end up feeling paralyzed, that they can't make it there. I talked about this in my previous video, why you never have enough time, where I mentioned that the feeling of overwhelm is something that can actually stop you from doing anything. So it's really, really important that if you have a goal, or if you have a dream, or if you have a vision, don't get caught up all the way up there. But then realize that it's the little things that you do in between that will actually get you to where you want to be. Millionaires are open to taking risk, calculated risk. This is not the time to say put everything on red, get the Bitcoin, get it all cryptocurrency for the win. No. Risks are really, really important. Without any risk, there isn't any reward. But then they have to be calculated so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. Starting up a business is a risk because you have to commit an initial investment to starting it up. But then you're not sure that you're going to be successful. Getting a qualification is also a risk because you have to spend all that money all up front, and yet there's no guarantee that you're going to get the job or the promotion that you need. But what most millionaires understand is that you have to take a step, you have to do something, you need to take a commitment if you want to achieve what you want to achieve. Jeff Bezos actually left a high-paying safe job to starting up a business. He actually worked at a hedge fund, but then he left that to starting Amazon in his garage. It was the book-selling website thing that he wanted to do, and then now he's the richest man in the world. It is really, really difficult. Really, really difficult to leave a high-paid, safe job. Really difficult. But if you put in the calculations, if you put in the risk, it might pay up dividends. Millionaires get good at failure. Yeah, I said that. I said that. Get good at failure. This is a mindset that is really, really important for people who want to become rich, who want to become successful, who want to execute their ideas. And then here, there's a reference to one of my favorite books of all time, a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffer. I honestly think that failure is a badge of honor. It is not something to be embarrassed about at all. I failed so many damn times, it's a joke. But then I am not afraid of failing. I am more afraid to not try. I get the idea of living with regret, and I know that I'm not the only one who feels this way. Like, you've got to try. A failure is never really a failure. It's an opportunity for learning, an opportunity to improve, an opportunity to work out what works, what doesn't work. So it's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something that when it happens, you blank out. You put your head in the sand and then you don't want to try again. No. I've got this friend that when things don't go the way he wants them to, or when things don't happen the way he has planned them to, he blanks out. Doesn't want to talk to anyone, doesn't want to see anyone, puts his phone on this whole thing that you're not able to reach him. No, it is not the right thing to do. I understand that you've put in so much effort, you put in so much work into whatever it is, and then if it doesn't go well at the end of the day, it can be painful, it can be depressing. But then here's what I'll tell you: fail fast, pick up the things that you want to pick up and fail forward. Okay, so getting good at failure requires a bit of a mindset shift. But then here's what I'll tell you: millionaires are more excited by the prospect of success than the possibility of failure. The final point on my list is that millionaires use the principle of failing themselves first. And here there's a reference to the book The Richest Man in Babylon by George S Clason. You need to fail yourself first, you need to look after yourself first, you need to think about your prospects and your goals first before putting money anywhere else. Because you know why? You're number one, okay? You are number one. If you're putting money anywhere else, it has to be in your savings and in your investments as a priority, as a routine, as a schedule. You're buying all these things for yourself that doesn't add to your future. You're not paying yourself. You're paying Zara. You're paying Nike. You're paying Apple. You're paying everyone else, and yet you haven't even paid yourself. You haven't got money put down for your future. Saying you will save and invest after everything else is a big mistake. You are not likely going to do it, okay? Money has a way of disappearing into thin air. It will always have a place to go, so make sure it's going to you first. Many millionaires are in your classic fields of studies, such as accountants, teachers, businessmen, businesswomen, engineers. These are everyday people that have become millionaires. And what is also more exciting to see is that out of 10,000 millionaires, 79% have become self-made millionaires and didn't have inherited money. So there is no excuse that
she inherited that money, he has a special
job. No excuse at all. Everyone can become a millionaire, can become a billionaire, can become a trillionaire. We can all be rich if we want to. Just have a plan, walk towards it slow and steady. Keeping on. Enjoy the process. Invest as well, and definitely do not forget the God factor, and you are definitely going to hit the millionaire status. So see you at the top. So that's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to check out the books that I mentioned. Trust me, they are mind life-changing books. Okay? Give it a thumbs up if you like to subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, I will see you on the planet.